Very good morning to my IT students. Today we'll be starting up where we left yesterday. See, we were doing this practical part of the connectivity between MySQL and Python. So yesterday we have created the connection and we have executed the commands. We have created a database. Okay, there we have created a table also in which we have inserted data also that we have modified also using the update command. So I hope you are uh, now aware of how to insert data, how to use the data, and how to get connected with the MySQL through Python. So now let us learn some new functions to fetch the data from the database. So we have four functions. This we have read earlier also. So we need an object to whatever the data these functions will fetch out, this variable will collect it. Okay, data variable like we will be using. So it will collect that data from the function that we are applying. Okay, that will help the function to fetch the data from the database. Okay, so here will be a variable, here will be the cursor object. Okay, and here will be the function that will help that cursor object to fetch the data. Okay, and whatever data is fetched will be stored in this particular variable. Okay, and then we'll be using a for loop to print the data that has been collected by this variable. Okay, so what all functions will be implementing today: fetch all function, fetch one function, fetch many function, and row count function. These four functions will be implementing today. So what this fetch all function will do: this fetch all function will return all the records. Okay, whatever records are there in that table will be fetched out. And what this fetch one function will do: it will fetch only one record. Okay, one record from your result set. Result set means the table that you are connecting through your Python. Okay, your MySQL table that is connected with the Python right now. Like we are connected with student one. Okay, and this student one wala table is present in ABC table, ABC database. Okay, so you can see in MySQL also have opened it. We have used that ABC database, and then I have selected the contents of the student one that we have created yesterday and updated also. So we are going to fetch the details of this table using these functions. Okay, so we'll be doing this after we are reading out all the options. Okay, so now fetch one will fetch one record from the result set. Fetch many will fetch the number of records that you will specify here. Okay, if you will say 3, fetch many 3, so it will fetch 3 records from the in the form of tuple. Okay, tuple we know is a data type. Okay, and it will fetch first 3 records that satisfy the condition that you will be specifying here, or whatever the concept you are specifying. I'll let you know when I'll be doing the practical. And this row count, what it will do: it will be actually helping you to know how many number of rows are retrieved from the cursor so far. Okay, so let us start our practical. Till here we have done. Okay, now we'll be starting up with these functions. So firstly we need to create an object. Like here we are having data, so let us name it data only, as your book uses data. So I just want to get connected with your book so that you may feel easy while understanding it. Okay, so data is your object and we need to fetch the data, and we will be able to see yesterday we have created two objects. This is your connection object M, and this is your cursor object. So with the help of this cursor object, because cursor object is acting like a pointer always, so it will keep on pointing the database contents, and wherever it will point we will execute or use that data to get the results. Okay, so C dot fetch all function I'm implementing. FETCH, fetch all. Okay, spelling should be right, otherwise you will not get the output. Fine. So if you want to see the output of it, so we need to print it also. So print the data. Okay, so data this way. See, whatever data it has fetched with the help of this uh, your cursor object. So all the data is stored inside this data variable, so we are going to print this data here. Okay, so when we will execute it, so we'll get an output like this. Okay, so beta, we were having 5 tuples as we have seen in MS Office also, I mean this MySQL also. So 1 2 3 4 5 rows were there with the elements that you can see, and the similar type of data we have retrieved here. You can see, you can match it, the same data has come here as an output. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. So now next is your next we will be doing, let me minimize it first. Okay, so now beta, if we want to use this function row count, see how many rows we have counted. See, one thing more I just want to add on, whenever we are using this fetch all function, so whatever output you were getting, it was in one line only. If we want to get that one in one line, we should get one record. So instead of using the print statement like this, what we should do, we should use a for loop. It will give you a better output. Okay, for row. Okay, row is a variable, either you can use I, any variable you can use, there is no issue in that. In data, why I'm writing data, because I'll be fetching out the instruction till this data variable is giving it. Okay, so here we'll be writing print, now print data, so it will give me output in a better way. Sorry, actually data is not to be written here, we should write row. Okay, fine, so we should save this content and then we should run it. So better output you are getting now. Okay, organized one. So if you are not writing it with the help of for loop, then you will not get that output, because that will not be printed in that way. It will print all together in one line. So to get the better way output in an organized way, you should use this for loop. Okay, so beta, next we want to use this row count function. Actually this I will not recommend now to be used. Okay, so how to use this row count function? So it will help you to count the number of rows that is fetched by this fetch all. Okay, so for that we will be using another variable, count variable we are using, that will help in storing the data through this row count function. Okay, so C will be using the cursor object C dot row count. Okay, so just by pressing enter and using a print statement, we can get this output done. Total rows retrieved, okay, then comma is required every time to separate these two things in print statement. Fine, so saving it and then we'll be running it. So see, it is showing you the result. Total rows retrieved 5. Okay, so it has accessed 5 rows, so it will show you 5. Okay, the count has been printed, so it has fetched 5 records, so count has been incremented 1 1 1 and last result is 5. I hope it is clear. Okay, so now if you want to change it, fetch all की जगह आप करना चाहते हैं, you want to do fetch 1. Okay, you want to fetch the first record only. Okay, I'll save it and then I will run it. So you can see how many records are fetched, 1 only. Okay, and if you want to print it which has been printed, then you can use print. Okay, print function you can use, and then this time will be printed data inside it, because whatever data it has been retrieved by fetch 1, okay, will be stored in the data variable, and we are printing the value of data. So this will work also. Okay, so you can see this record has been fetched, and how many records are fetched? One only. So I hope row count is also clear, fetch one is also clear, fetch all is also clear. So now let us move to fetch many. Okay, this is left, fetch many. So instead of fetch one, we'll be writing fetch many. Okay, and how many records you want to fetch, you will specify here. If you will say 3 records, so it will show you 3 records. If you will say 5 records, so it will show you 5. If you are giving 10 and there are present only 5, then it will show you 5 only. Okay, so if you are demanding more and less is available, then whatever is available will be shown to you. I hope it is clear. So let us run this program now and see what comes out. So you can see it is showing you 3. Okay, and if you want to get output in a better way, in or actually see, you know what is it, list, and what is it, tuple. So it is showing by default, will show you the output in this way. And if you want it to be the sequence wise as I've shown, so you need to attach a for loop. Okay, I can do it with the help of for loop also. You can then realize what the changes it is doing for us. So for that you can write for row in data. Okay, and this data, after that we need to put this. Okay, and indentation is missing here. Now it will be okay. Giving few space also. Save it and run it. 3 बार दे रहा है. So I hope it is clear to you. Now one more thing I just want to add on. 1 minute. I'm be just. So this was the output that we're actually expecting. You will be getting it in this form while using this for loop. Okay, so for that I have done one change here. I have written by mistake data here, and we need to make it row. Okay, then it will give you the right output. Okay, now one thing more I can do here, I can put a condition here by using the where clause. Okay, where percent is less than 90. Okay, and then we can run it and can see. So only one student was there whose percentage was less than 90. You can see it here, you can check it from here. All the students, they are having percentage greater than 90. One is there only whose percentage is less than 90. So in this way you can implement it. Okay, so you can use these concepts in your program. Okay, you need to create a Python program. You can see that program on page number 5561, also question number 10. Okay, in your book. That will help you. And better, you should cover all the concepts of the practical that I have covered in your previous class also. So you can create a program that uses all the concepts of the previous lecture also and this lecture also. Okay, so for that what you can have, like, you should create a database, or you should create a table with the help of your connectivity steps, and then you try inserting the data into that table, and then try updating the data that is present, try showing the data from that table in the Python. Okay, then use these functions, 4 functions that I have told you. Okay, try all these concepts that should be placed in your program properly. Okay beta, thank you so much.